Welcome to RHEMABOTICS, and we are looking at arithmetic. And the aspect of arithmetic we are looking at is fractions. So we are going straight to, addition of fractions, subtraction of fractions, multiplication of fractions, and division of fractions. So the first aspect for today is addition of fraction. So we are going to look at the principle that binds it. This is just a way of solving fraction. There are other ways, but we are just looking at one way of solving a fraction problem, especially a fraction addition problem. So a over b plus c over d, how do you solve it? What you do is you follow the symbol that is written in this slide. So the numerator of the first fraction will multiply the denominator of the second fraction. So a times d is ad plus b times c is bc. Now that becomes your new numerator, and your denominator becomes b times d, which is bd. So now we can do that. We can apply this principle, in an example. So let's take one example. Sorry for that. So let's take one example and let's apply this principle. Now we have an example here, which is 4 over 5 plus 2 over 7. So solution: 4 over 5 plus 2 over 7. Put in your bob symbol in between and do the multiplication. As I said, numerator of the first fraction multiplied by denominator of the second fraction plus numerator of the denominator of the first fraction multiplied by numerator of the second fraction. That is 4 times 7 plus 5 times 2 over, then you multiply the denominators, 5 times 7. Now what do we have? We have 28 plus 10. 28 plus 10 is what? 38. So 38 plus 38 over 35. That is the answer. Now this is an improper fraction. You can go further by taking it to a mixed number, which is one whole number remainder 3 over 35. So we move straight to the second part of today's class, which is fraction subtraction. And fraction subtraction has a principle that looks exactly like that of the fraction addition, which is a over b minus c over d. The only difference is the negative sign. So a over b minus c over d, just multiply the numerator of the first fraction by the denominator of the second fraction. So ad minus, then if you just follow the bob symbol, b times c, which is bc, over b times d, which is bd. So we look at an example. Let's apply this principle in this example, which is evaluate 4 over 5 minus 2 over 5. So 4 over 7, minus 2 over 5. So 4 over 7 minus 2 over 5 is equal to, what do we have? So let's apply the bob symbol. 4 times 5 minus 7 times 2 over 7 times 5. So we have 20. 4 times 5 is 20, minus 7 times 2 is 14, and 7 times 5 is 35, which is equal to 20 minus 14 is 6 over 35, and that's the answer. It's in its simplest form. It's a proper fraction, so you leave it like that. So don't forget, you're supposed to have a class activity and a homework on that. So we'll go straight to fraction multiplication. Please don't mind that algebra that is written is a typo, is a typographical error. It's supposed to be fraction multiplication. So we have a principle also, a guiding rule that follows. It can work at any time for you, anywhere. Anybody can use it and you get the same answer. So the principle is multiply the numerators and also multiply the denominators. So a over b is a fraction times another fraction, c over d. So what you do is it will be a times c over b times d. So a times c, a is a numerator, c is a numerator, so multiply them, over b is a denominator times d is also a denominator, so multiply the two denominators and you have ac over bd. So that's that. So we go straight to an example. Now the example here is evaluate 4 over 15 times 2 over 3. So let's follow the principle. Just the principle says multiply the numerators divided by the product of the two denominators. So we have 4 times 2, 8, and 15 times 3, which is 45. So the answer is 8 times 45. Okay, so you're supposed to have a class activity and a homework also. So we move forward to the last part of today's class, which is fraction division. So principle: a over b divided by c over d is equal to A over B. Now change the division sign to multiplication sign. Something happens the moment you do that. The second fraction will be inverted. So whenever you change division sign to multiplication sign in fraction problem, in a fraction problem, what you do is you invert the second fraction. So we can see C over D is no longer C over D, is now D over C. So you now apply the multiplication principle, which is multiply the denominators and also multiply the numerators and also multiply the denominators. So we have AD over BC. That's A times D, AD, and B times C, BC. Good. So we'll go straight to an example on fraction division, which is 4 over 15 divided by 2 over 5. So 4 over 15 divided by 2 over 5. Now this is a very interesting question. So there are so many things we'll be doing here, so pay attention so you don't lose it. So 4 over 15 divided by 2 over 5 is equal to 4 over 15 times. So as I said, the principle says change the division sign to multiplication sign. Now the second fraction will be inverted. So instead of 2 over 5, you get 5 over 2. Now you don't leave it there. There are things to cancel out. So 2, which is the denominator of the second fraction, will cancel itself and you get 1. And 4, it will also cancel 4 because denominators always cancel numerators. They don't multiply, but they divide. So 2 cancels 4. 4 is the numerator of the first fraction. So 2 cancels 4, you get 2. Or 2 divides 4, you get 2. Now you move to the other side. So 5 is the numerator of the second fraction. It divides itself 1, and we divide 15. 15 is the denominator of the second fraction, and 5 divides 15, you get 3. So what do we have left? We have 2 up times 1 up. So we have 2 times 1, which is 2, and we have 3 down. The first denominator, that's what is left, times 1 down in the second, the second fraction. 1 is down, so 3 is down in the first fraction and 1 is down in the second. So multiply them. So what we're actually doing, we're applying the multiplication principle where you multiply all the numerators and also multiply the denominator. So 2 times 1 is 2 and 3 times 1 is 3. So thank you very much. You're supposed to have a class activity and a homework. Thank you very much for viewing this, and expect more from RHEMABOTICS. Thank you.